December 25th, 1996, Boulder, Colorado. A day that should have been filled with joy, gifts, and the warmth of family. But instead, it became the start of one of America's most haunting and enduring mysteries. A 6-year-old beauty queen, JonBenet Ramsey, was found murdered in her own home. There was no sign of forced entry, no clear motive, just a cryptic, rambling ransom note, and a small body hidden in the basement. This is the story of innocence lost, of justice agonizingly delayed, and of a case that still whispers its chilling questions through the halls of true crime history. That Christmas night, the Ramsey home was filled with the quiet afterglow of holiday celebrations. Patsy Ramsey gently told her daughter, "JonBenet, sweetheart, time for bed. Santa won't come if you're still awake." JonBenet, full of a child's Christmas excitement, giggled back, "But I want to see him. Just one peek." Her father, John Ramsey, lovingly coaxed her, "Come on, princess. Tomorrow's a big day." JonBenet Patricia Ramsey was a child who lived in the spotlight. A pageant star with a dazzling smile that could light up any room, she was deeply adored by her parents, John and Patsy, and her older brother, Burke. That night, as they tucked her into bed, they were completely unaware that it would be the very last time they would see her alive. The warmth of their family home was about to be shattered forever. The next morning, December 26th, at around 5:30 a.m., the nightmare began. Patsy Ramsey went to wake her daughter, only to find an empty bed. Her frantic footsteps echoed through the house, followed by a gasp of pure terror. She screamed, "John! Oh my God! She's gone! She's not in her bed!" On the spiral staircase, Patsy had discovered a 2.5-page ransom note. It was bizarrely long and detailed. It demanded exactly $118,000 for JonBenet's safe return, an amount eerily close to a recent work bonus John had received. The note claimed to be from a small foreign faction, and sternly warned the family not to contact the authorities. But in a panic, Patsy disregarded the warning and dialed 911. Just before 6 a.m., the Boulder police arrived. An officer tried to calm Patsy, saying, "Ma'am, we'll need to search the house. Please stay calm." But what followed was an investigation that has been criticized for decades as being catastrophically flawed right from the very start. The officers on the scene failed to properly secure the entire home as a crime scene. Friends, family, and even a victim's advocate were allowed to roam freely throughout the house, cleaning surfaces, making coffee, and potentially contaminating crucial evidence. And in a critical, unbelievable oversight, they did not conduct a thorough search of the basement. Hours passed with no word from the supposed kidnappers. The deadline for the ransom payment came and went. Around 1:02 p.m., a detective asked John Ramsey to do another sweep of the house. He suggested, "Mr. Ramsey, could you check the house again? See if anything seems out of place." John, accompanied by a family friend, went down to the basement. And there, in a small windowless room used as a wine cellar, he made the discovery that no parent should ever have to make. He shouted in anguish, "She's here! Oh, God, she's here!" JonBenet's lifeless body lay on the floor, wrapped in her favorite white blanket. Her small wrists were bound above her head with a white cord. A crude garrote, fashioned from a piece of cord and the broken handle of a paintbrush belonging to Patsy, was tied tightly around her neck. Her mouth was sealed with duct tape. Overcome with grief and shock, John picked up his daughter's body and carried her upstairs, inadvertently disturbing the crime scene in the most profound way possible. The subsequent autopsy revealed the horrific details of JonBenet's final moments. The cause of death was asphyxiation due to strangulation, but she had also suffered a severe 8-inch fracture to her skull. The coroner determined the head injury happened before she was strangled. There were signs of a vaginal injury, but no semen was found, suggesting the body may have been wiped clean. One peculiar detail emerged. Undigested pineapple was found in her stomach. Her parents couldn't recall giving her any pineapple that night. but a bowl of pineapple and milk was found on the kitchen counter, with the fingerprints of her 9-year-old brother, Burke. From these early findings, two main theories quickly branched out, dividing investigators and the public for years to come. The first was the family theory, the belief that someone within the Ramsey household was responsible for JonBenet's death, either accidentally or intentionally, and the kidnapping was a staged cover-up. The second was the intruder theory, that a stranger had broken into the house and committed this terrible crime. Investigators found the ransom note particularly suspicious. An officer noted, the ransom note was unusually long. It was written with pen and paper from inside the house. That's not typical of a kidnapping. Suspicion soon fell heavily on Patsy Ramsey. Handwriting experts were divided, but some believed she might have written the note. Was her daughter's death a tragic accident, perhaps during a moment of parental discipline gone wrong, that spiraled into a desperate, elaborate staging? The case didn't just become news, it became a media firestorm. JonBenet's pageant photos of a little girl in full makeup and glamorous costumes were plastered across every television screen and tabloid cover. The media portrayal was often sensationalized, creating a caricature that overshadowed the reality of a murdered child. Speculation ran wild. TV hosts, armchair detectives, and the public all weighed in. Audio clips from the time capture the frenzy. Did the Ramseys kill their daughter? Or is the real killer still out there? The Ramseys, through their attorneys, maintained their innocence but resisted formal police questioning unless it was on their own terms. Their behavior was seen by many as uncooperative and suspicious. Their young son, Burke, who was just 9 years old at the time, was also questioned by investigators, but he was never officially named a suspect in his sister's death. For years, the case seemed to be a stalemate of suspicion and innuendo. But then, a piece of hard evidence emerged. In 2003, with advancements in technology, DNA was extracted from a drop of blood found on JonBenet's underwear. It belonged to an unknown male and did not match John, Burke, or anyone in their immediate circle. In 2008, based on this new evidence, the Boulder District Attorney, Mary Lacey, took the extraordinary step of formally clearing the family. Her official statement declared, "The DNA evidence excludes the Ramseys. They are no longer considered suspects." It seemed like a major breakthrough, pointing definitively toward an unknown intruder. However, despite the DNA exoneration, doubts lingered in the minds of many original investigators and the public. In 2009, the Boulder Police Department took the case back from the DA's office and officially reopened it. They conducted new interviews and re-examined old evidence with fresh eyes. But still, no arrests were made. The identity of the unknown male number 1 from the DNA sample remains a mystery. This unsolved tragedy has cast a long, dark shadow over the Ramsey family. Patsy Ramsey, who lived under a cloud of suspicion for a decade, died of ovarian cancer in 2006, never seeing justice for her daughter. John Ramsey has continued to push for answers, advocating for more advanced DNA testing on evidence from the crime scene. And Burke Ramsey, now an adult, has lived his entire life with the weight of public accusation. In a rare 2016 interview, he spoke out, stating firmly, "I know people think I did it, but I didn't. I was just a kid." And so, decades later, the murder of JonBenet Ramsey remains one of the most frustrating and compelling unsolved cases in American history. There are no charges, no convictions, and no closure for a family torn apart. We are left with a collection of confusing clues, flawed police work, and the haunting unanswered question: who killed JonBenet? Thank you for watching. If you found this deep dive compelling, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into history's greatest mysteries. We'll see you in the next video.